it's funny to talk about Silicon Valley's worst nightmare. On the other hand, I think a lot of startups and smaller firms may be rooting for you here to try and get more competition in the market.
Well, we need all the startups. We need the newcomers. We need the next good ideas to see them start up, scale up. And for that, obviously, they need an open market. They need to be able to attract financing, skilled people. And for that, again, they need to be able to present their product to customers.
Let's start with one of the smaller companies that's fighting its own Goliath right now. That's the Spotify issue. They have filed a complaint with the European Commission. Is Apple, do you think, required to allow everybody the same chance in the App Store? Since it does own the App Store, it is, after all, Apple's own ecosystem.
And at the same time, it's a competitor to Spotify, because you have a specific Apple product, Apple Music, who is a direct competitor to Spotify and their services. And this is, of course, such a dual market situation that we take very seriously. If you're both the host and the competitor, well, then how do you behave when you yourself has gained some status in the market?
As a gearhead, I often think of things in car maker terms or motorcycle terms. So for me, I'm thinking, is this like if BMW were to offer a motorcycle without Olin shocks or Brembo brakes, or if it had forced some difficulty in adding third-party parts to its bike? Would that be a problem too, or is it not the same? Is it apples and oranges here?
Well, I think you can never sort of directly compare, but it's like someone, it's a big car seller, they take in sort of smaller products, but they don't sell them on the same terms. Well, they say, well, you can buy our car or you can buy the competitor's car. If you buy the competitor's car, you have to pay more.
All right, Anna?
Good morning to you, Margrethe. So it sounds as if you think that the complaint against Apple is worth investigating. What kind of timescale can you put around that? And have you had any complaints from others who deal with Apple?
Well, of course, first and foremost, we take any complaint we get very seriously. Because it takes quite an effort for people to post and complain. It's not something you write on the back of an envelope. It takes much more data, much more investment to do that. So obviously we take it seriously. And we will start looking. What we'll make of it, that of course remains to be seen.
One thing that's very much talked about at the moment, Margrethe, is the need or lack of need for national champions. Do you think we need to see a change in competition regulations in Europe to allow for national champions to be more easily created and maintained, or not?
Well, we have a number not only of European champions, but also global champions. And my guess is that you're alluding to the latest merger of Siemens Alstom, where competition problems couldn't be solved by the companies, and because of that were prohibited. In general, you'd find a number of giant European businesses emerging from mergers. That be Opel Peugeot, that be Holcim Lafarge, that be AB InBev, the Brewer company. So you can do great things with mergers if you're willing to solve competition issues.
What would you think about a merger between Deutsche Bank and Commerzbank? The two biggest German banks have shown some interest, are in talks, and the Berlin government seems to be pushing them in that direction as well.
Well, we'll see that if that eventually is going to happen, but it hasn't happened yet, and therefore it's of course very tricky to have an opinion.
But when you look at the situation, does it seem like they have too much market share to get together without offering some concessions?
Oh, I would never ever comment on that before we have them in our processes, because it takes a quite detailed analysis to have a qualified opinion.
Anna?
Let me ask you about something else. We understand that you're tipped to become one of ALDE's or a candidate for EU Commission President. Margrethe, can you confirm an interest there? Do you think it's about time we had a woman running the Commission?
Oh, the last I can definitely confirm. No matter who that will be, it is about time to have a woman as head of the Commission. ALDE is presenting its Team Europe next week, in order to have a debate about ideas. We are at crossroads in Europe, so we have to find our way forward. And we hope in this way to present a group of people that can participate in exactly that idea about our direction for the future.
I was looking through the history. There's never been a female leader of the Commission. Even the Council has only had Margaret Thatcher, I think, as its head. Can you think of any other women that you'd like to, for example, run against?
Oh, you know, these processes, they are complex. Also because a number of people cannot make themselves available. They may hold high position in countries as prime ministers or other positions, so you won't know until the very last day. And this is exactly the reason why the debate about the next 5-year mandate, about our strategies, where we want to go, that has to be centerpiece. And then, of course, the Parliament and our heads of state and government, they will find who will be the right person.
Let me ask you one final question, maybe outside your purview, but we're talking a lot about gender parity here at Bloomberg lately, and there are still huge pay gaps. Germany is one of the worst offenders in Europe. Is there something you can do as a competition commissioner about that to try and reduce the pay gap?
No, I don't think so. But actually, there is a gender side also to competition, because if you have affordable services that a family would need, both a father and mother, in order to liberate themselves, to have also an equal participation in the labor market, that may be able to push things. Because you're perfectly right, we still have a pay gap. We still have a gap in holding power and holding office in business and in politics as well. Unfortunately, the only place I think where women get more than men is in domestic violence.
That is a terribly unfortunate.
It is awful.
Stat. Do you think you could change that? You could help to change that as European Commission President?
Well, I don't know about that, but I know from myself that it's important to see that women can do anything. As prime ministers, as CEOs, also holding high positions in European politics. I think it's important to show the diversity. Also because I think that men have so much more to offer if we have a more diverse leadership and a more diverse set of people.